All right, we are live and I'm stumped brother once again. We are live after a very exciting day of the very first day of the second test match between India and West Indies. What a fantastic day of test cricket. It's been a lot of you in the chat already. We will talk
What's up,
about a
chat?
lot of things that there is to talk about. Of course, we have to talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal's innings. There's, of course, a lot to talk about that we usually do. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. It'll push the live to a lot more people. We will talk about the positives, negatives, performance of the day, the moment of the day, if there is a moment of the day. Technical
Yes.
tidbits.
Mm.
There's also stats, a lot of stats, and then we will come to you guys. Oh no, the graphic. Nice. Right. And then we will come to you guys and talk to you and answer your questions. And I can see why a lot of you might think KL Rahul is unlucky. He was a bit unlucky with how much the ball spun. But I have different opinions about his dismissal. We will get into that. Hi Srikanth, hi KD24, hi Soham.
What's up,
And
lads?
I don't want IPL quota and team for real. I want domestic quota only, fam. Abhinash. Oh yeah, you were the one who said about the degree of spin. All right. We'll talk about all of that. Let's get into the scorecard first.
All right, so no surprises. India finally winning a toss. Shubman Gill, congratulations.
Lovely. You know what the problem is? I'll tell you what. So some things happen in our OBS, okay? And then for whatever reason, nowadays, whenever we change slides, there's no mic involved.
Damn.
Because of which you can't hear Pratip or me. This is not even classic thing. This is just a disappointment thing because
Well.
it's not even us muting a mic this time. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
there's no mic in our OBS. But yeah, it
I
keeps
wish
the
you could be in the studio with us to see how things go on behind the scenes. But I'm back now and I'll begin the scorecard yet again. India 318 for 2 after winning the toss. Finally, Shubman Gill winning a toss and India electing to bat first on a belter of a wicket at Delhi. And the sun was shining brightly. There was literally no clouds around. There was a little bit of spin, but India dominated through the day. If anything, I think they're going to be sad that they aren't going into the day having not lost any wickets. They lost 2 wickets. KL Rahul going for 38. Sai Sudharsan will say he missed out on 100 going for 87. But Yashasvi Jaiswal 173 not out. And Shubman Gill not out on 20 as India resume tomorrow. Now, on the positives, there's a lot of things to talk about from the batting front. I think once again the openers started off pretty well. It's standard at this point. I think Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL have now become extremely reliable throughout the conditions that are offered to them, and they've been doing well. Obviously, KL unfortunately getting out. We'll get to that in the negatives, but Yashasvi Jaiswal going to get a big 100 once again, and he's still batting. That is quite the effort from him. I don't remember the exact stat, but now he has some. A lot of his centuries are 150 plus scores, so he's not 5 out of 7. So yeah, that's a huge number. 5 out of 7 of his centuries are 150 plus scores. He seems ready to get yet another double ton, which will be his third if he does that, which is crazy to think about. And yeah, 200 for Jaiswal tomorrow could be very likely the case. And interestingly enough, oh, I completely forgot the point I was going for. Even Sai Sudarshan with the bat was the other positive. I thought he batted well. He had his moments, but finally for him to get some runs is going to augur well for his own confidence and for India, who have selected this man at number 3 and want him to get some runs. So from that perspective, makes a lot of sense. But really, just like the biggest positive is just Yashasvi Jaiswal and how he scores runs. He scores mountains and mountains of runs. For him to have the kind of appetite is so good for Indian cricket, and there's nothing much more to add. It was just a dominating display from India.
But that doesn't mean we don't have negatives for the day, which we absolutely do. And here I am going to talk about it. If you guys can hear me, of course you can hear me. All right. So let's start off with the first dismissal, KL Rahul's dismissal. Now, a lot of people will already know that the ball turned 8 degrees, where on average the ball was turning only 2 degrees. So very unlucky with how much the ball turned. But I'm still going to criticize the dismissal, because if you see the dismissal, the ball didn't have to turn 8 degrees for him to miss the ball. The ball could have just turned 2 degrees and he would have still missed the ball, because he was nowhere close to the ball. And this is also because of what was happening with the ball and the pitch until that point. The six that he hit, he was again nowhere close to the ball. And I told Pratib when he hit that six that this is very risky to do, especially in India, because one might just turn, especially in these kind of pitches. You have to reach the pitch of the ball. You can't let the ball turn. And when we saw KL step out and when he got stumped, it was just that. He was expecting the ball to just come straight to him, which is very amateur to say the least, because you don't do that as a top order batter playing in India, even if it's on day one, even if it's with a new ball. You just don't expect that. He was nowhere close to the ball. The ball didn't have to turn 8 degrees for him to miss the ball. He was just nowhere close to the ball. Wasn't planning to. I don't know what he was planning to do, because I also think it was the smartness of the bowler, because KL Rahul did step out a little early. The bowler slowed it down a little bit and pitched it a little short. It was short of good length, if anything. So didn't allow KL Rahul to reach the pitch of the ball. It was great bowling, but it was also pretty amateur from KL Rahul. And then we saw Sai Sudharshan's innings. Sai Sudharshan's innings was very interesting, to say the least. I mean, it was a good innings. There was a drop catch in his 60s,
58, yeah.
58, close to 60. It was Dinesh Karthik. I mean, he was spot on with what he was describing about just a lazy shot, just lack of concentration. He was not seeing the ball come onto the bat. He was just hoping that he connects it, got a leading edge, and the short mid wicket, mid on short mid wicket fielder just dropped the catch. He was very, very lucky in that sense. We have seen Sai Sudarshan. If you really watch ball by ball, and if you watch Sai Sudarshan's entire innings today, you will realize there are moments where he loses focus. And of course, as a batter and a human being, you always have the tendency to lose focus, but it almost happens in every interval. And as a test batter, especially batting at number 3, what makes you bat long and have a long innings, it's your ability to switch on and switch off between balls, and your ability to be on it for a prolonged period of time. And honestly, the average of him being close to 40 in first class cricket doesn't surprise us, because of the amount of. There are certain moments where you know that he's not focusing, and that's when he plays a certain shot that on another day might just get him out. It's a good innings, but it's something that he will need to keep in mind. And yeah, that is all for the negatives. If anything, I mean, Shubman Gill got a good sweep shot, but I thought if he missed that, he was clean bowled. But right, that's that. Let's go to the moments of the day.
Well, this is the moment of the day. I had already asked a poll around if you guys knew how much that delivery spun. I'm just hoping that my mic is here right now, which it is. And so, honestly, it's just the two dismissals.
Hey, Vasu, what's up? It's been
Hey,
a while.
Vasu, long time, brother. How's it going? 54 viewers in. Lads, hit like also for the return of Vasu. It's been a while since he's been in chat. But yeah, these are the moments of the day, which is the two dismissals. You'll also see these are the two deliveries that spun very, very sharply. So 8.6 degrees or something in the case of KL Rahul. Unfortunately, my eyes cannot see that far. I'll probably just make this full screen. Yeah, 8.6 degrees and 8.4 degrees and 6.4 degrees in the case of Sai Sudarshan's dismissal. So when on average the ball is turning only 2 point whatever degrees that is. Jeez, I can't see. But yeah, those are the moments India would feel that they could have easily gone into the end of day without losing any wickets. It's not moments per se, because India is still going to dominate this game. They're still in a brilliant position. But I just wanted to put this out to show those two deliveries and how much they spun, and we got this graphic. So that's that.
All right, then that's the moment of the day. And of course, we have to talk about the performance of the day. We have to talk about the man of the moment, the man who hopefully, I mean, he is not out by the end of the day, but hopefully he goes on to score a double hundred and an even bigger 100 tomorrow. And that's Yashasvi Jaiswal. I thought he was very, very disciplined today. Of course, he has those few cover drives where he slashes at it. His bottom hand is completely active, 100% just a bottom-handed shot, and he misses them. But I thought he respected the deliveries, he respected the ball, he respected the conditions, and he played quite well. He had a certain tempo that he wanted to maintain, and you saw that throughout the innings. But he wasn't overawed by any of the dot balls or any the times where he wasn't getting a lot of strike, especially when Sai Sudarshan was batting with him. He was running well between wickets. if anything, I do want to compliment his tempo, and I go back to that because it's something I feel like he was very conscious about. Even though he wasn't really concerned by strike rate or the dot balls, he was maintaining a certain tempo, and by that I mean he wasn't forcing a shot, except in the first couple of overs he did have a slog which went past the bowler. But apart from that, he wasn't forcing any shot. He was making sure that the loose balls go away for a boundary, and he's so very good at that, making sure that every loose ball is punished, and every good ball he was making sure that he was giving respect. And it was just a top innings from Yashasvi Jaiswal, a fantastic innings. There's nothing more to say because we've seen this time and again from him. He crossed 3,000 international runs today, with more than three-fourth of that coming with just test match runs. He got a lot of runs today. His fifth 150 plus score out of the 700s that he scored. Interestingly enough, I don't know if this is in the stat, this is his 26th test match in his 26th venue. So he's not he's not played in a venue like twice or again. But yeah, that's about Yashasvi Jaiswal.
All right, from there we shall go to the. Ashwin's checking something. Oh, yeah, my mic's there. Let's go. All right, from there we go to the technical bit for today, and this is more of a thought exercise or food for thought for you guys, and that is around how Jomel Varikin bowled today, and also just how a spinner would ball in general and play with the batter's mind, right? So, as you can see in this picture and in this particular frame, obviously you have your short leg, you have your slip, but there's a very interesting catching cover kind of position. In fact, I'll say he's even more forward, and just see the field also that is there for this particular ball and just for this entire spell to Shubman Gill. What you'll see is that there's a catching cover. There is a bit of a normal coverish, and then there's someone who's also deep. And the line that Varikin has been bowling throughout the spell is round about that off stump and just making Shubman Gill either defend or sort of try and push the ball into that gap so he can get that single. Now, what he's trying to do there is obviously have that single on offer, but in the process, because of the fact that the ball is turning, Shubman Gill is being enticed to play it into the gap. But if the ball holds in the pitch even a little bit, this catching cover fielder comes into the picture, your slip comes into the picture, and if the ball holds its line from there, your short leg comes into the picture. And so this is a small thing. These are very simple tactics, something that you will see, but I think it was just something that you guys should observe that is worth looking at. And eventually these are the things that lead to dismissals or lead to the fall shots from batters.
All right, then that's been the technical tidbit. Let's go to a bit of a couple of stats. Jaiswal completes, 3,000 international runs with 2,250 coming in the test format. Only Tendulkar has more test hundreds before the age of 24 than Jaiswal for India. Of course he does. Jaiswal now plays his 26th test match in his 26th test venue. That is also being said. Since 1961, this is the first two left-handed Indian batting pair to have a 100-run partnership for the second wicket, which is insane when you think about it, because we have had left-handers all the time in our...
And it's such a specific stat.
Yeah. I don't even know if my mic was... Oh, my mic was on. Lovely stuff. All right. It is specific. Yeah. When Harsha Bogle said it, I thought statistician is just having a ball at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Sai scored 87. Damn, my guy eating well. He had a drop catch, Vasu. But it's okay. We don't take that away.
Australian Devils number 87.
I won't be surprised if Harshit Rana becomes all-format captain. What is the mystery behind this Harshit Rana? Ask Syed Nizamuddin. What a beautiful name.
Well, we will... Oh, I don't know if we cover it in the members only podcast. We don't, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll probably do a video on it sometime when there's enough data around Harshit Rana to work with.
Yeah, that's true. Something very interesting is Sai Sudharsan dismissal. I think someone mentioned that of how he shouldn't have... Damn, Vignesh. I hate Tendulkar. What the hell?
Damn. I think we'll have a members only this thing where we have these kind of hot takes and we'll address them.
With that technique, how to counter attack it stepping down the track or sweep it from the off stump line? Whose technique are we talking about?
Yeah, you'll have to be a little more.
Zaka, hey guys, have you seen any of the cricket movies? If yes, then which is your favorite? We've seen quite a bit. Adish, why is Gill batting so slowly after the England first test? He made a 56 with 50 ball in that match. I think it's like he reminds himself to play slow. I don't think it's him playing slow. I think it's just him taking time. It's fine. He doesn't need to necessarily attack the ball unnecessarily.
Plus, if he's comfortable in getting runs, what's the harm?
Batting slowly in test match, says so. Right. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not. But yeah, Sai Sudarshan's dismissal is very interesting because a lot of people said, why did he go on the back foot? When
Mm.
all the time, like
Mm.
all this time until he got out, he was going
Going on the back
on
foot.
the back foot.
Yeah.
It's just something I think he's comfortable with, but something he will find out that is very, very difficult to do. In international Indian pitches, didn't really get away with it playing for Tamil Nadu also. I mean, look at his average. But so I think it's something he will learn very quickly because
Yeah.
something Ashwin and Jadeja loved is when the overseas batters came to India and just went on the back foot. They just loved it because it's only about time until they got out. Be ruthless, and that's a problem. Experiment, and that's a problem. You can't win against Indian fans.
That is true. You'll always leave someone unhappy.
Yes, hate is too much. He didn't do anything wrong with us. Dislike is fine.
Karun Nair in shambles.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of people were talking about how this would have been perfect for Karun Nair. Yeah, you should have just scored another 50 in England. I'm sure you would have got a match.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
I've become the very own person who has sought to destroy. What is happening in the chat? I have no idea what the context for Prill and Gill. Both are best to clean the team for old stains which have
Very nice.
You have never spoken about Bumrah being not effective, neither bowling his best during the whole Asia Cup. Can you touch upon this fact? We have touched upon this. We have also
Yeah.
touched upon how he wasn't all that great in the first test match. It's something we might extensively talk about after this test match, but we have talked about this.
In fact, today morning itself, you spoke about it, about Bumrah
Oh,
being
yeah, that's
rusty
true.
in the first
Oh,
test.
so Rohit asked with that technique analysis you guys did for Varkin against Gill, how to counter attack it,
Oh.
stepping down the track or sweep it from outside the
Stepping down the track, but not the way KL Rahul did today. I think he was also a little early. So you want to be able to step down in a manner where you're smothering the spin or you're going right back in your crease and playing it. Basically, you don't want to play it just from the crease.
Yeah.
Like you want to be able to either go fully forward or fully back. There was a very good example of that. Oh, in fact, an opposite. In India's Women's World Cup game, this is the same mistake they made. They just kept playing from the crease. They kept trying to sweep deliveries that were not there to sweep. So, yeah, it's different for different batters, but as coaching manuals and textbooks would suggest, go right back in your crease or go right forward to the pitch of the ball. Easier said than done.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Shubman Gill is also a good sweeper of the ball. So you could also sweep it if it's in a length. So here's what happens with sweep shots. A lot of people think a sweep shot is predetermined. Like you have to make up your mind before you play the sweep shot. That's not necessarily true. When you see the length, I mean, when you pick up the length of the ball after the release and you realize that it's not the fullest, but not also the shortest, and you might have to just poke at it, you play the sweep shot because then you're not just poking at the ball and not getting an edge and you're not letting the ball spin. A sweep shot is the best way to go about it when you don't know whether to go forward or back to a particular length. Right. Vasu said, wait, we are playing 3 spinners and 2 paces? Yes. Also, we should think about Nitish Kumar Reddy not getting the game time and not contributing enough is never going to develop him as an all-rounder. We are looking to have him in Sena toes. That's a very good point, Abhijit. But I think there's still a long way to go because we still have a long way to go in this test match. But we also have the South African series when South Africa come to India. So I think he will be tested a lot more there.
Yeah.
But still, that's a very good point. We will never do that. We saw in the last test match, say Zaka. Damn, what does Zaka say? Know what Zaka said. I think if they batted on day 2 and 3, they can break the Sri Lanka's test high score. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think they'll do that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
To Sai technique, Gill was also back foot player. He corrected when he started playing Asia. Exactly that, Rohit. Even with that, he had the most terrible defense to a spinner, Shubman Gill. But now he has a very good defense. So it's only about time. Virat Kohli steps down the track the right way for both spinners and pacers. Virat Kohli stepping out to hit straight at World Cup 23 first ODI. Yeah, but post 2020 World Virat against spinners, especially in the test format, was a sight to behold if you were an opposition fan. Hi, Uncle Weeds.
Oh.
Completely agree. We are not utilizing NKR. We are not nurturing him. NKR is overlooked in test for real. Man does not have any impressive domestic numbers. He's going under radar because he got wickets in England and runs in Australia.
Hey, we actually have a video coming out on it today in some sense.
To be fair, isn't that enough?
Yeah, like he scored tough runs in Australia
the fact
and
that
England.
You said he's got runs in Australia and wickets in England, right? So he's basically done his job.
Yeah, like the only question I'll pose is, if not NKR, who are we looking at as seam bowling all-rounders? There was initially the hype around Harshit Rana, but he can't hold a bat. That's what it feels like. NKR is at least doing that. Yeah.
Dude, Nishant, I love this question because I have an answer for you. Hey guys, you talked about Sai Sudharsan losing focus. You guys are aware of any greats who have overcome this issue after becoming professional cricketer. So, right, I don't know if you consider Michael Hussey great, but if you read his book, which I think everyone should read, regardless of if you're a cricketer or not, I think once he started playing first class cricket, dude, like he would he would remind himself to focus regardless of what is happening, regardless of if the bowler is bowling the ball or not. And by the time he reached 50, he would just be so tired because he's just focusing all the time. And that's when he realized he can't focus all the time and he needs to learn how to switch off and switch on. So he would make the conscious effort because it was a habit for the longest time. He would make the conscious effort once the ball is delivered, once he plays the shot, once the ball has ball's dead, he would remind himself to think about anything else apart from cricket just so that he can think about stuff, not be tired. And when the bowler has the ball in his hand once again, he would then remind himself to watch the ball and be back at it. So it's something I don't know if Sai Sudarshan focuses all the time, but it's something a lot of cricketers do. Just switch off once the ball's dead.
Easier said than done, but yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, to succeed in Test cricket,
Yeah.
you will.
I don't think when we will face South Africa, we will be able to get much with the ball from Reddy. Maybe batting will be tested. Still, Reddy at number 8 does not make any sense. We can rather pick a pacer. I think in these kind of pitches, we have 3 quality spinners, 2 fast bowlers. I think we're okay with Nitish Kumar Reddy as the 6th option.
Yeah, I think it's actually also the flip thing, right? Because people are talking about Reddy getting game time. By having him in the 11, at least you're having him in the match form, or like just giving him some overs. Maybe you ball him 10 overs in a day or whatever it is, which will help him. I mean, there's no reason to not play him, especially because you're seeing that these pitches have something for the fast bowlers, and he'll only get better because he'll bowl on pitches like this. And then when he goes to Sena countries, I know it's not a direct correlation or translation, but just overs under the belt at the highest level will help him in any case.
Yes, intense focus prolong is very for body. Really good take. Vikas, it's not mine. The take. Can't Akash Deep be given a chance in place of NKR? They're completely different players. Hi, Saif Rider. They're completely different. I think NKR should be given time. I think he should. I think we are too harsh on NKR, to be honest.
Yeah.
Should he have traveled to Australia to begin with, looking at his numbers? No. But that's a whole other story. He went to England. He went to Australia, scored 100. You give him a chance in England. He picked up wickets. And then now that you've picked him, you just continue picking him because he has the potential, and that's why he was picked to begin with, and he scored runs. He's done whatever he could, so you might as well give him a long rope. I think we're unnecessary. We're a bit too harsh on NKF for no real reason, to be honest. Akash got 66 at the
Oh, like that.
Yeah, but
that's
I
mean, sure,
Nishant
Akash can hold the bat, yes.
But yeah,
is he better than Harshit Rana? Yes, with the bat and the ball.
Can Washi be the Mulder of India? He has exceptional batting technique, really capable bowler. I feel he can also play as batsman itself. His bowling can be additional value in Sena series. I think that's what happened in England too, where his bowling wasn't the forefront. It was his batting that was doing a lot of talk. Virat in BGT 2024 was getting out again and again on playing the same shot. My brother's friend is a Ranji player, and he said that after third test, if any player was there, he must have avoided the shot. True. Yeah. Instead of back foot punch, a leave would have improved, or he should have improvised new shot. KD24, dude. You keep saying this.
Hey,
and then
KD24.
Damn, you've said please answer a bunch of times.
Can you just put the question in the chat again?
Yeah,
it's gone too far.
India is doing well, but I hope they don't do whatever. Hannah have a collapse. Not like they have made enough runs, but still. Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I think this is already enough.
Wash is literally the difference in no, he picked up wicket. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in Sena countries he would predominantly look like a batter who can bowl. I'm not saying. I mean, she is a good bowler. He picked up a lot of wickets. That's
Ashwin. You have to be very careful of the words you use.
If Indian fans gotta say they'd swap players as the test goes on itself across innings, I completely agree.
Everyone who's outside the squad is a better player.
I'm not harsh on NKR. It's only about utilizing him in a better manner by the management. He should get an opportunity to showcase his temperament. No point declaring and finishing match in 3 days. I agree with that.
Yeah, but on the flip side, why do you want to play a match till 5 days if you can just wrap it up in 3 days? Like, it's also about how how you dominate.
Yeah, I
the
feel
game,
like
right?
if India tomorrow they what 350 or 400 and a
Mm.
wicket falls, I think you'd rather send an NKR. Like,
Yeah.
or
When you want
to be
quick
fair,
runs and
even if you're
stuff.
350 for 3, I'd rather
Mm.
send an NKR because Dhruv Jurel has got a lot of runs. Jadeja, of course, he's been batting for 35 years. So you'd rather send NKR. I
Yeah.
get your point, and I think they should be flexible enough to do that,
Mm.
especially because we have already got 318 runs on board. Moral of the story, always judge a player by an entire series and not by one game. Happened with Sudarshan. Moral of the story is judge a player by a bunch of series, especially when you're young as Sudarshan. One series wouldn't cut it out. You gotta wait for a bit.
You guys seem to forget that Kohli took a while to get into the test format.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
true.
Kohli was in this era, he would have been dropped.
Yeah.
So
One
food
of
for
the
thought.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Dhoni backed Virat, the test
Mm.
player, a bunch of times.
Way too many times. Yeah.
Because we're still benching a future golden test. Virat Kohli, the man is just 36. Yo, youngster. Man can promise us 10K runs. Yeah. I
True.
want India should bat till day 3 and make 600, 700, but they will declare tomorrow at 400, 450. Yeah, might as well. Good job, guys. It's so refreshing listening to the live sessions. Abhijit,
Thanks,
Da,
Abhijit.
appreciate that quite a bit. And this is where we take a leave. Because
Hit like.
that also.
Please.
Oh, yeah. So we have a very interesting video coming out today. It's about a lot of
Oh, yeah.
people giving a lot of shit to Agarkar, the head selector. So we made an entire video on his timeline of from when he became a selector, the players he has dropped, the players he has picked, and
The
some
decisions he's made.
few decisions he's taken. So it's an entire video on that.
Mm.
So watch out for that, wait for that, and that is why we're going to take a leave because we got to make a few final decisions in that video, and then it'll be out very soon. Watch out for our podcast tomorrow if you're a member. A very interesting podcast with someone who was part of the Indian team who won the 2024 World Cup. If you want to listen to that, become a member. It's not the best produced video out there. Just saying. It's been a while since we have done an online podcast, so we've made a few mistakes.
Trying our best. Yeah, finish it off.
We have made a few mistakes, but you can listen to it. The audio quality is still great. The video should also be fine, but yeah, watch out for that. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we'll see you tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. on a Saturday morning to do a pre-match and to talk about how well India does with their bat. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.